Hello and welcome to the second edition of the c.b.s World News. This is your host Chubbs, coming at you from New Zealand, home of lots of sheep and hobbits. My mission, like it says on the screen, if I see BS, I call it. In this edition I'm going to be picking on NASA again. I've heard that some of their interior and exterior shots of the space station and other endeavours are shot in front of a blue screen. I think that's utter crap, but I'm going to test it for myself and find out. So what I'm going to do is take some stills from some official NASA footage and some independent footage. First of all, I'm going to have a look at some shots from inside the Vomit Comet, which is the plane that NASA uses to simulate zero-G, and apparently where much of the space station footage is shot from, the interior footage. And apparently that which isn't shot from in there is shot in front of a blue screen. Here's a comparison. First of all, independent footage from the Vomit Comet. Okay, I've just opened it up in Photoshop, zooming in a little bit. I'm going to adjust the brightness and contrast and just have a look at the edges. See how it looks. We should have nicely defined edges, and any blurring out from the edges to the background should be a smooth-ish gradient from the foreground colour to the background colour. So as you can see, it's all pretty well defined edges here. No obvious anomalies. So yeah, I reckon this one pretty much checks out. Those guys are in the Vomit Comet. So now an interior shot of the space station, just a still from official NASA footage, of course. We zoomed in again. Gonna adjust the brightness and contrast and see how the edges look. So yeah, I'm spotting some obvious anomalies there. See, behind their shirt there's sort of blue bits fading out, which I think is probably remnants of the blue screen which she's shot in front of. And yep, it's even more obvious there. Anybody, feel free to call me out on this. I'm no expert, I'm just, testing it for myself. Yeah, same going on again. You can see the edge of her shirt and then it's sort of blue fading out to the background, which we didn't see in the last footage. So yeah, this is looking pretty dodgy, but I'm going to do another comparison. Right, here's some news footage of one of NASA's heroes who's returned from the ISS. So, this is obviously not going to be blue screen. Well, I seriously doubt it, but let's check the edges and find out. See if we can see any anomalies. No, that's pretty clearly defined edges. Turn the brightness right down and the compression artifacts start to show themselves, but yeah, overall that's pretty much what you'd expect to see. Just compression artifacts at low brightness, which weren't evident in the NASA footage. Let's check out this woman's hair. Yeah, once again, no anomalies show until you turn the brightness right down, and that's just compression artifacts that we're looking at. So, yep, this one checks out. Okay, here's some more interior ISS footage. Zooming in again. Just about to adjust the brightness and contrast. contrast up a bit, and yeah, we're already starting to see some anomalies there. Yeah, around the edge of his shirt especially, which is what we witnessed on the last interior footage. Not quite as obvious, but definitely still there around the edge of his shirt. Yeah, there's some anomalies there around the edge of his arms. I wouldn't expect to see that, but again, I'm no expert. Yeah, see that halo around the edge of his shirt? I'm pretty sure that's evidence of blue screen. And the top of his head isn't looking quite natural either. A bit of bizarre sort of fade out to the background there. So yeah, looking pretty dodgy, but not as bad as that first one we looked at. Okay, let's see what we can see in this exterior shot. Zooming in, adjusting the brightness and contrast a bit. So you'll notice that the edge of the so-called planet Earth has a nice smooth fade out to the background. See that area there? Seems they're using a green screen this time. Yeah, looks like it to me. Like those areas of green sort of fading out there don't look natural. But like I said, I'm no expert, so feel free to call me out. Anybody who's actually done a bit of this sort of work before. I almost forgot, we haven't looked at some real blue screen footage. Here's a screenshot from the Dukes of Hazzard. Let's see what we can see.
Just a good old boy.
Zooming in a bit.
Never meaning no harm.
The brightness and contrast.
Been in trouble with the law since the day they was born.
Turning up the contrast a bit. And yeah, you can see some clear aberrations around the dog.
Someday the mountain might get them, but the law never will. Making their way.
Sort of fading out into the background, like in the ISS examples.
That's just a little bit more than the normal allowed. Just a good old
Yeah, look at the look on Roscoe's face.
never meaning no harm.
Or is that Enos? I
I
think it's Roscoe. Oh, wait till Boss Hog finds out. Yeah, another aberration on the top of the window here. But overall it's looking more convincing than the NASA footage. Yeah, you can see some definite aberrations there. So yeah, there you have it. What do you think? Is NASA faking it? I'm starting to think maybe they are. Who would have thought?